Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Wolf Crier here with my Week 2 Top 5 Group Meta Discussion. I do these every week on Fridays, and I put this out as well as my Solo Monk leaderboard recap and build review every week. So make sure you guys stop by weekly and check those out. During the group ones, I discuss the meta being used to push the top of the leaderboards. We'll see how that progresses throughout this season. Right now, with this week, I am a little bit concerned because it is starting to look like there is a more prevalent group setup moving into week 2. And if it continues that way, Blizzard may have replaced a very boring, very monotonous play style with Season 5 and 6 with an even worse play style and less varied play style in Season 7. So let's dive right into the top 5 and review the meta and discuss that as well. At number 5, we have a 102 GR, 14 minutes and 5 seconds. We have Hunter on a DPS Raiment Generator build. We have Fifi Do on a support Barb. We have Ko Yi on a support Monk. And Gary on a DPS Raiment Generator Monk. So we have 3 Monks and a Barb, 2 Raiment Spirit Generators. Now, the thing with all these Raiment Spirit Generator builds on these top 5 is they are all running dual Spirit Generators. They are running Assimilation to gain the stacks and then Mangle to do the damage. You gain Assimilation stacks, which gives you 5% increased damage for each monster hit by the 3rd strike of Assimilation, and then they start applying the Mangle. So they end up doing a ridiculous amount of damage with their Mangle. That is the way those are being set up and running. So, as you can see, 3 Monks and a Barb, that is even more constrictive than the previous seasons when at least you had 3 classes and a DPS Wizard. Now you're looking at 2 DPS Monk, a Support Monk, and 1 Barb. Let's go to the number 3/4. These are both together because completing a 102, we have Tony on a DPS Monk, 12 minutes 49 seconds for that group, and that was Tony on a DPS Monk, Convict 666 on a support Barb, Ovo 6IX God on a DPS Raiment Generator Monk, and Hysteria on a support Monk. They did that 102 in 12 minutes and 49 seconds. Now for the 103, they ran with Convict 666, support Barb, Ovo on his Raiment Generator DPS Monk, Hysteria on a support Monk, and Yuri on a Raiment Generator DPS Monk. So again, for both the number 3 spot and the number 4 spot, you had 3 Monks and a Barb. Now, for the number 2 spot, which does give me a little hope, is Nevermore on a support Barb, Stella Chen on a support Monk, along with that 3rd person. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. He is running a DPS Witch Doctor Firebats build, and Master K10, which is also running a DPS Witch Doctor Firebats build. So that at least gives me a little hope with their 103 at 13 minutes and 9 seconds. I do have a little hope that maybe we'll start to see Witch Doctor and Raiment Generator. That is currently what I am running in my groups. Usually some variation of a Witch Doctor and a Monk DPS. Hopefully some more people can vary up their builds, because 3 Monks and a Barb is going to be wicked boring this season when no other classes can enter the top 5 or top 10 on the group play leaderboards. That's really going to be worse than season 5 and 6 when it was the 3 supports and the DPS Twister Wiz. At the number 1 group with a 104, 14 minutes 58 seconds, we have Residuals on a support Barb. We have Real Master on a support Monk. We have Lock Dog on his DPS Raymond Generator Monk. And YYG on his DPS Raymond Generator Monk. So, there you have it. 4 out of the top 5 groups are running 3 monks and a barb, 2 DPS monk, 1 support monk, 1 support barbarian, with 1 group coming in at the number 2 spot with double witch doctor DPS, support monk, support barb. I'm really hoping some people can try to figure out some builds that can overcome the lack of variations in the top of the 4-man group play. But Raymond Generator is just wicked OP this season. I was wicked surprised that they did not nerf it prior to this season going off when somebody completed a 99 like 1.5 weeks into the PTR, but such is life. Blizzard wanted to increase the variations in group play, and I think what they've done even more so was limit the variations of group play by taking out all the supports and nerfing wizards and buffing Raymond to the point where it is the only viable top 10 build for the monks. By the end of this season, there will be no monks in the top 10, in my opinion, running anything but Raymond Spirit Generator build, because it is that OP. Once you get the hang of the squishiness, it just wrecks stuff. It wrecks Rift Guardians, it wrecks groups of mobs, especially in the 4-man. When you have a support monk keeping you alive, you're just going to burn through stuff. So my guess is we're still going to be able to push well into the 110s, 115s, that area with the group play, but it is probably going to stick with 3 monks and a barb. So, kind of a boring setup if you ask me, when we ended up with 4 different classes last season and now we're going to be limited to 2 in group play. Hopefully somebody can prove me wrong. I will keep doing these every week in hopes that witch doctors, maybe DPS DH can make it into this. We'll have to wait and see. There are other builds that are pretty decent, but it's going to be hard to take down the Raymond Spirit Generator Monk this season because it is wicked OP. So, there you guys have my top 5 group meta discussion. Please leave a comment below what you think of this. I mean, obviously, I'm going to guess you're not happy, just as I am not happy. I play Monk, which is awesome, but at the same time, I didn't want to finally be a DPS at the expense of every single other class being able to play in groups. So hopefully somebody can prove me wrong on this. That's what I'm hoping, but I am doubting it. So, stop by every week. We'll discuss these top 5 metas, and make sure you check out my top 10 solo monk videos, which I also put out every Friday. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Like I said, feel free to leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about this season so far. It is only week 2, so there's plenty of time to prove that other builds are viable. Thank you guys for checking this video out. You guys have a great night, and peace. Peace.